Hello, my friend. Thank you for joining me again today. I am always glad to know you are here, giving yourself this quiet moment to slow down, to listen, and to reflect. How are you feeling today? Take a breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let the outside world rest for a little while. Today, I want to guide you into a question that is both simple and profound. A question that asks you not to dream about the future, but to look back into your past, into the days you have already lived. The question is this: if you could relive one ordinary day from your past, exactly as it was, which day would you choose, and why? Not a day of great achievement, not a day of celebration or drama, not the wedding, not the graduation, not the award, an ordinary day. A day so simple that at the time you may not have realized how precious it was. Yet now, when you look back, you see it clearly. That day was full of meaning, full of love, full of small joys. Why this question matters is because it teaches us gratitude. It reminds us that the most important parts of life are often hidden in the everyday moments we take for granted. When we think of an ordinary day we would relive, we are really identifying what we value most deeply, what we miss, and what gives our life richness. Let me give you an example. Perhaps your ordinary day was one spent with your family, all together under one roof. Maybe there was laughter, maybe a shared meal, maybe just the comfort of being side by side. At the time, you may not have thought of it as extraordinary, but if you could go back, you would see how special it truly was. Or perhaps the day you would relive was much simpler, a morning when you walked to school or work, noticing the sunshine, feeling the air on your skin. Maybe you passed familiar streets, familiar faces, and everything felt steady. It wasn't a remarkable day, and yet, in its quiet normalcy, it held a peace you would treasure if you could live it again. Let me share a story. There was a man who lived a long life, filled with both successes and hardships. When he was very old, someone asked him what day he would relive if he had the chance. He did not speak of his wedding. He did not speak of his travels or accomplishments. Instead, he spoke of one summer afternoon when he was a boy. He remembered lying on the grass, his friends nearby, the sound of cicadas in the trees, the warmth of the sun on his face. That was it. A simple afternoon. Why? Because it was the memory of pure freedom, pure joy, pure presence. That was the day he longed for, not because it was grand, but because it was real. Now, my friend, think of your own life. Which day would you choose? Would it be a day with someone you miss, someone who is no longer here? Would it be a day of laughter with friends, a quiet walk with your parents, or a moment with your children when they were small? Would it be a day when you felt safe, cared for, and whole? This reflection is not only about the past, it is about the present, because when you recognize the kind of day you would relive, you begin to see what matters to you right now. You realize that the small things, the greetings, the meals, the moments of peace, are the true treasures of life. Take a moment with me. Close your eyes if you wish. Picture your past like a book, each day written on its own page. Slowly turn through the pages, year by year. Where do you stop? Which page shines brighter than the rest? Which day makes you smile, makes you ache, makes you long to return. That, my friend, may be the day you would relive. I am grateful that you are still here, walking with me through this reflection. Take another deep breath. Let yourself be present. This moment is yours. The question remains, if you could relive one ordinary day from your past, exactly as it was, which day would you choose, and why? Think about it carefully. Not a holiday, not a birthday, not a day filled with extraordinary events, but one simple, ordinary day, the kind of day you may not have even noticed at the time. Which day would you choose? Let me give you some examples to guide your thoughts. Perhaps your ordinary day would be one from childhood, the kind of day when you woke up to the smell of breakfast, when the sun was already warm, and when you had no responsibilities but play. You might have run outside, barefoot on the grass, laughing with friends or siblings. At the time, it felt normal. Now you realize it was freedom. Or maybe your day would be from school or university, a day when you walked with friends after class, when you laughed at silly jokes, when you felt a sense of belonging. Nothing special happened, and yet it was one of those days that shaped who you are. Perhaps your day is connected to someone you loved. It might be a simple afternoon with a parent, sitting and talking about nothing in particular, or a quiet dinner with your partner, where the food was simple, but the company was perfect. Or a morning with your child when they were still small, their hand in yours, their voice calling your name. Sometimes the day you would relive is not joyful, but peaceful. Maybe it was a rainy day when you stayed inside, wrapped in a blanket, reading a book or listening to music. At the time, it felt unremarkable. But now you see it was a day of comfort, of safety, of rest. Let me share a story. There was once a young woman who lived in a big city. Her life was full of stress, work, and endless noise. But when asked which ordinary day she would relive, she did not choose a holiday or a big event. She chose a day from years earlier when she was still living with her grandparents in the countryside. It had been a quiet day. She woke up, helped with the chores, ate lunch with her grandparents, and in the evening they all sat together watching the sunset. Nothing extraordinary happened, but it was the last time she remembered feeling completely safe, completely loved, and completely at peace. That was the day she would choose to relive forever. Now, pause for a moment. Imagine yourself walking back through your own life, year after year, day after day. Which day would you choose? What makes it stand out? Is it the people you were with, the feelings you carried, the simple joys you experienced? Reflection like this helps us understand what truly matters. It reminds us that life's treasures are not always found in achievements or dramatic events. They are hidden in the quiet, ordinary moments that pass without fanfare. The sound of laughter, the warmth of sunlight, the comfort of routine. So let me ask you directly, my friend, if you could relive one ordinary day from your past, which day would you choose and why? And here is where I encourage you to share. Write your answer in the comments. Describe your day. Tell us about the people, the sounds, the feelings. Share your memory with this community. Not only will it help you reflect, but it will also inspire others. Because your ordinary day, the one you would relive, might remind someone else of their own treasures. Remember, what seems ordinary to one person may be extraordinary to another. By sharing, we keep our memories alive. By reflecting, we learn to value the present more deeply. Take this question with you. Think about it not just now, but also later, when you are walking, cooking, or resting. Let it guide you to gratitude. And when you are ready, I invite you again. Write about your ordinary day in the comments below. My friend, we have walked together through this reflection, and now it is time to return to the question once more. If you could relive one ordinary day from your past, exactly as it was, which day would you choose, and why? We discovered that the days we long to relive are not always the ones filled with achievements or celebrations. They are often the simple days, the quiet days, the days of laughter, peace, or belonging. They are the moments that felt ordinary at the time, but now shine like treasures in memory. The lesson is clear. What we call ordinary is often extraordinary in disguise. By remembering which day we would relive, we learn to see the beauty of the present. We learn to give thanks for the small things. A shared meal, a familiar voice, a walk under the sun. So I invite you to hold this reflection close. Think about your own day. Notice the small moments as they happen, because one day you may look back and realize they were the ones that mattered most. And before you leave, I ask you again, share your answer in the comments. Tell us which ordinary day you would relive and why. Your story may touch someone else, and together we create a space of gratitude and connection. Thank you, my friend, for joining me today. Stay positive, stay curious, and stay kind. And if this reflection spoke to you, continue your journey with us here on Yarven's Questions. More stories, more gentle reflections, and more deep questions are waiting for you. Take your time, reflect, and I will see you soon.